From the CUBE studios in Palo Alto and Boston, connecting with thought leaders all around the world, this is a CUBE Conversation.
Hello, and welcome to today's session of the AWS Global Public Sector Partner Awards for the award for the most customer-obsessed mission-based win in healthcare. I'm your host, Natalie Erlich, and I'm very pleased to introduce you to our guests, Fabian Díaz Segovia, the COO and CTO of Nubiral, as well as Dr. Mauricio Farez, the CEO and co-founder of Entelai. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.
Fantastic. Well, we'll highlight how AI is revolutionizing healthcare and helping to optimize actions as well as drive key efficiencies. And I want to ask you specifically now on COVID, turning it to Mauricio, how is Entelai a support tool for the detection of COVID-19?
Well, at the beginning of the pandemic, we saw the need in Latin America because of the lack of tests and the overload of the health sector to help the frontline doctors using these algorithms we've been working with for chest x-rays to detect those patients that were suspicious of having COVID-19 and to prioritize them, especially in those contexts where we didn't have enough tests. So we did a very strong bet for a multi-centered approach in Latin America, showing that, as in other areas, the combination of doctors with these technologies provided a high benefit and a great empowerment of the capacity to detect those patients that are suspicious of COVID-19. And at the beginning of the pandemic, when we didn't have fast tests, we helped doctors to detect COVID-19 cases.
Terrific. And Fabian, what challenges does the healthcare sector face now in increasing cost efficiency?
Sí, Natalie, gracias por tu pregunta.
Thank you very much for your question. I believe that this last year we have seen in this very rapid and energetic world we are living in the healthcare sector, we have seen the suffering of the agility we need to have in order to adjust to these new conditions. One of the strongest challenges was to respond with agile systems that can respond to this change that we are seeing every day. At Nubiral, as a partner company of AWS, trust in the technology of AWS to respond with their services and products in an effective and in an agile way to this sector that is so special today.
Terrific. Now, Mauricio, how can AI speed up times as well as optimize actions?
Well, in several ways. In healthcare, one of the main challenges that we have that affects our region in Latin America, but it's also a worldwide concern, is the fact that we do not have enough doctors. We have more and more complex studies to carry out, and this makes the time to return with a report to the patient, it takes too much time. So this is very negative for the patient. So AI today can help us detect the most important cases, showing which need to be taken care of first, so as to shorten reporting times, especially in pathologies like breast cancers or in pathologies like dementia, where these algorithms can help us measure the brain with a very highly precise way from the neurologist.
And now staying with you, Mauricio, I'm really curious, how is your software effective in medical image analysis?
As in all technologies, we have a learning curve. And it's interesting to see how doctors, we are usually very eager to acquire new knowledge and improve our everyday practice because we are committed to that. And we have seen a very good reception of this kind of technology, and the learning curve was really interesting on behalf of the doctors. Sometimes they were very reluctant, but in general, they had a very good adoption of these kind of technologies. And in this phenomenon, we have seen doctors starting to use these tools, and they have a great advantage over those doctors or centers that do not use the technology, because we have more precise reports for the patients in a shorter time in the centers that use this kind of technology.
Terrific. Now let's switch gears and talk about Nubiral. It provided the cloud infrastructure for a smart diagnostic solution on AWS. Can you give us some more insight on that, Fabian?
Sí, fundamental para este proyecto fue
basically in our project, it was essential to use cloud technology of AWS because through its implementation of the services, you can very quickly provide services to new clinics, new healthcare facilities in a matter of times or minutes, from the point where we have the need and until the client has the software. It's very quick and easy to do. And the value there is the capacity for the clinic or the healthcare center to have more precise results, and with AI in the results that delivers to the patient.
Terrific. Now let's talk about Entelai now. It decided to make its solidarity contribution to the COVID-19 pandemic, adapting its AI algorithms for chest radiography. Please give us some more insight on that project, Mauricio.
Sí, bueno, como un poco comentamos al principio.
As we said at the beginning, chest X-rays is one of the mostly used diagnosis studies that people usually do, and it's something that we've been doing for a while. So in the context of the pandemic, we decided to retrain the algorithm, taking advantage of the knowledge so as to adjust it to detect COVID-19. This pathology produces damage on the lungs and on the body, and we can, with X-rays and CT scans, we can detect, and it's cheap and available in our region. So we believe this could provide a significant approach, especially in areas where we didn't have specialists. So we saw that making it available on the web, on the cloud, everybody could upload an image and have a recommendation with a trained system with the equivalent of what would be a specialist. So we believe it was an interesting contribution, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, but we expect to have helped patients to receive early attention, early care.
And shifting gears now a bit, I'd like to switch over to Fabian. Could you give us some insight on your business model?
Sí, Nubiral es una empresa.
Yes, Nubiral is a company working hand in hand with AWS. We provide professional services to all the companies and clients willing to go through a digital transformation. We accompany them in this transformation with concrete tools. Thanks to the solutions and tools that AWS provides, we can model any case of use, and we can convert it to a digital case and escalate it in a matter of weeks or days. This is the power of any business, the agility and quickness with which we can implement a solution.
And I'd like to switch it over now to our other guest. Would you kindly give us some insight now, Mauricio, on your business model?
Sí, nosotros también trabajamos.
Yes, we also work in partnership with Nubiral and AWS to generate a model that is cost-effective and that is scalable for healthcare facilities. And we usually work with a study model. We aim at centers that, as they need these studies, they can have them available and they can consume them just as if it were a microservices of AWS. And in this way, we can use the cloud resources in a very smart way with very good results for the patient.
And staying with you, Mauricio, just in a few words, give us some understanding of the kind of customer impact that you're seeing.
Bien, el foco de Entelai.
Well, the Entelai focus that we are working on the cloud is to change the life of the patient. As a company funded by doctors, specialists in computing, our focus is the patient, and we change patients' lives through the impact that we have in medical practice and the imaging specialists and imaging centers. So we have different use cases of how this technology is changing the lives of the patients, either through early detection of important diseases like breast cancer or neurodegenerative diseases in the brain, which are two of our main algorithms we are working with, or with an early care in emergencies with chest x-rays. The centers that use these algorithms can optimize what patients need to wait in the ER, or if they can go home. And these are two traditional cases where Entelai with AI is helping patients.
And now, Fabian, I'd love it for you to weigh in as well, talk about the impact that you're seeing.
Sí, hoy los clientes.
Yes, today clients choose us because of the customization of the solutions that we develop. Today, one of the most valuable things of the world we live in is to adjust to clients' needs, because every business is different. There is not only one size fit all. Through the tools of a partner like AWS, we can generate solutions that are customized with a big impact and with added value to the client.
Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me and offering these incredible insights and the impact that your companies are making for people all around the world. That's it for this segment of the AWS Global Public Sector Partner Awards. I'm your host, Natalie Erlich. Thanks very much for watching.